Okay. Welcome everyone to the author era. This is day one of the whole experience I've put together for you. And we're going to go on a bit of a journey where we're going to uncover your author era identity. The very first thing I want to introduce you to is your next level self. And then we're going to go on a journey for the next 3 days to start evolving your book to business framework. So let me know in the comments if you are a published author or an author in the making. Love to know where you are in that journey. And I'm excited to have some people from around the world. Lovely. Welcome. Okay, so let's get started. I am so excited for you because this is going to be an amazing framework today. So is your book bringing in clients? And if it's not working hard enough. I know I've got Susan here and she's, I think, got 24 books. Is that right, Susan? So, and the main thing is the reason why I put this masterclass together is because there are so many authors out there who are struggling to monetize their books. And there's also a lot of authors to be who are not sure how to write the right book and to bring their message to life. So this is exactly what I'm going to be taking you through during this 3-day experience. We are going to be first looking at what is the signature book you need to lead with so that you can monetize your high ticket offer. And so the framework here is all about your book to offer high ticket offer framework. And we're going to start with the very clear message of who you want to speak to today and what is the offer you want to lead with. And then over the next 2 days, we are going to build out your sales sequence and your sales framework so you can lead with your book into a beautiful sales pathway right into your high ticket offer. So let me know in the comments if that is exciting, if that is why you are here, because you are eager to find out the framework around how to monetize your book or what book to write, what book to lead with so you can monetize more. Exciting, amazing, fantastic. So you are definitely in the right room if you have lived through the fire in life, in business, and have something to share. You have something of value. You want to help your clients with the transformation. And today we're going to start articulating what that transformation is and exactly what is the quick win that your book needs to lead with. And then we're also going to start talking about very clear selling techniques on how to sell with your story and how to build strategy behind your book. And the most important thing is leading with your book in today's day is the best way you can create a high value lead magnet. And this is exactly why I'm focusing on leading my clients through writing and creating ebooks and then building the sales funnel and the sales sequence so that it does the work for them. And this is going to be such a game changer because AI has come in as well, which is going to make the whole process much quicker, much more fine-tuned. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced AI. So I'd love to know in the comments, like out of a rating of 0 to 5, 0 being a newbie to using ChatGPT, which is what we're going to use today, or 5 being I've built my own apps. I know how to custom my own AI. I'd love to know your level of experience. But today we're going to start going through some AI prompts. I'm going to be giving you some AI prompts in the comments, and we're going to build out your ideal client profile and also your high ticket offer positioning statement. And this is going to be the very first step in your journey because these need to be in place so that you can monetize your book, right? It's all about looking at where you want to take your clients to and then leading them through a quick win in your book into your sequence. Amazing. Yes, so we got 2, and I know we've probably got a 5. We've got a few other levels here. That's totally fine. And you're definitely not late to the AI scene. It has taken me probably about 6 months to build out my AI skill set. So when you start using AI in your business, you'll see why it's such a powerful tool. And the prompts in the AI prompts will help you really sort of build out your tone as well. So this is for you if you have written a book or if you're wanting to scale past 10K months. Okay, so leading your book into a business and ready to automate your sales with a book funnel. Okay, so this is the key here, is having a book, having an asset, having a lead magnet, and then leading into a high ticket offer so that you can scale to 10K months, and also making sure you systemize this in your own system and create a book funnel so that you can capture leads, nurture leads, and lead them through into your whatever your sales pathway is, whether that is a live event like this, whether that is a call, whether that is direct to a sales page, whether that is into a low ticket offer. It's really important to start thinking about how to leverage this asset in your business. Amazing. So it doesn't really matter if you're not an author. I have a program to help you write your book in 3 months and use AI prompts to help you do this. If you are an author, fantastic. We can look at what book you currently have and then start building out the rest of the book to business framework. So today we're going to start with a bit of an energetic blueprint, because it's really important to adopt this next level identity before you start doing any action, because you really want to be thinking about the end results. And if you're leading into a premium offer, what does that premium experience look and feel like? And who are you calling in? What do they desire before we start building funnels? So we're going to go through this identity shift first, and then we're going to talk about what exactly your clients want. Do they want to join your programs because of relationships, because of strategy, because of results? And we're going to look at exactly what results high ticket clients want. And then you're going to start using the book framework. We're going to build out over the next 3 days the book and the offer. Okay, so the first 2 parts of the framework. And then the next part is creating your sales system and automating that process. So why I love this framework is you get to start selling without selling, because you're leading with value. So what I'm seeing out there, and the reason why I've put this together, is I've seen so many authors out there who are sold the one strategy: write the book, get on stages, and give out your book to as many people as possible and hit bestseller. But there's not really the business strategy behind the book. And this is why I have really enjoyed not only taking my own clients through writing and publishing their book, but actually taking clients through the funnel creation so that they can get paid. So there's one level of being published and there's another level being paid. So we're going to work through that so that you can start building that out. So let's talk about the identity shift. So I'd love to know why you wrote your book and why you're thinking about writing your book. Now, most people, people have different reasons, right? So there might be one level you're writing the book because of your own journey and you want to put that down and really build out, your experience and what happened to you and sort of come from a space of sharing your story. As we move up this pyramid, we start thinking about how to write for visibility, connection, authority, and legacy. So as you're building out your high ticket author journey, When you start writing from this space at the top of the pyramid, that's when things start changing, because now you're talking about signature systems. Now you're talking about how you can help others, and you're infusing elements into your book so that people can understand the next steps with you. So it's a slightly different, elevated way of strategically writing your book that naturally leads people through to the next step. So we're going to go through that in a few slides. All right. So the first step is, shifting your belief from not simply just teaching, but shifting their belief inside your book. Adding in your expertise and really embodying a bit more of a brand and identity within your book. And then leading with the next steps so they can step into your world. All right, so before we get into too much of the teaching element today, I guess you're probably wondering, who am I and what exactly do I have to share, and what are my, wins and experience, and why am I the person to lead this masterclass today? So I'm a mum of 2 boys. I have a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old. They keep me very busy. I am also a chartered accountant. So I've spent 10 plus years in financial auditing of big firms. I even traveled to Canada, Toronto, for 3 months on secondment. I have literally looked at businesses from the inside out, all different types of business, big business, investors, schools, lots of different types of client bases. And the problem with that position, even though I loved having that corporate role, working in the big firms and having beautiful offices with amazing views, I really couldn't sustain that becoming a mum. And that's when everything changed. So when I had my son 12 years ago, I decided to start creating my own empire so that I had the flexibility. And I invested in coaching. I started running lots of events. I grew a Facebook group quite fast. And I also won international awards in the first 12 months of my business. So part of that journey has been in understanding how to position myself with high ticket offers. So I went from a $300 offer to a $2,500 offer in a week and hit my first 10K months with 4 clients. And in that shift, I realized the power of really understanding your value and leading with your most impactful service first. So this is what I bring to my clients, is this understanding, this money knowledge, this how to structure your offers so that you lead with value. So instead of becoming a service producer, like producing accounting work or reports, you shifting into strategy, teaching others how to build the strategy, teaching others how to systemize, teaching others how to earn income. That is the high ticket offer. And this is what I love building out with my clients. So in doing this in my own business and seeing the power of it, I now have simplified the whole process and allow my clients to start with their clear offer first and then start getting into sales and building a very simple system behind that. In 2022, I led the first Seduce with Words. So I shifted from business coaching into helping clients produce books. And I partnered with a publisher at that time because I just felt there was a huge need in my clients to go from content creation to actually having an asset that they could lead with. So Seduce with Words was a 1-month program at that time. And it was for new business clients who weren't really clear on their messaging. They wrote their book and published on Amazon, and through this process built their business at the same time. And so through this journey, few years later, I'm still producing many ebooks, and I have my own sales funnels working really well, and now ads are running behind them. So this is the next level where you get to see how the funnel and your ebook get to automate your business for you. And this is what launched the high ticket author. So we've done the full circle, and this is what I'm leading everyone through today, is that strategy of leading with your book into a high ticket offer. So the reason why I created this, as I mentioned before, was because I saw my clients posting on social media, fighting with the algorithm, and their content just going into just disappearing. Okay. Susan's laughing. This is so true, right? And this is the struggle these days. There is a choice where you have to at some point decide, are you going to fight the algorithm every day and post content and hope someone sees it? Or are you going to focus on your legacy, build one asset, put all your effort into a book, and then use that book in your own sales system and put ads against it and let Facebook do the work for you? Okay. There is a certain pivot point I think we've got to now where there's so many people on the platform that you really have to start thinking about smarter ways of using your time. And I just wanted to make business as simple as possible for my clients, not have them have to post every day. But what if you create the one system and you, instead of hiring a virtual assistant to do it all for you, you just get Facebook to share it out for you 24/7 while you sleep. There's no training. It's all automated. And this is what I'm seeing as such a great, simple strategy. Even if you're very busy in business, you can implement this in your business. And it's a one simple funnel where everything comes together, and it allows you to build your list, engage your list, and lead into high ticket offers. So let me know if this sounds like something that you want to put into your business. I am, yes, really excited to share this with you. Ads are working very well. I'll be sharing more about that tomorrow when I'm talking about the business model. But I've been running ads. They are hitting all metrics. They are doing really well. And the reason why is because the funnel is so attuned. And this is what we're doing today, getting really clear on who you want to speak to, calling in the right person, having the right copy, and having a strategic offer that is aligned. Once you have those in place, you will have a business that hits the benchmarks and, you know, works really well with ads. Okay. All right. So I have led this workshop with an ebook. So to register here, you would have downloaded an ebook. The ebook has 3 key parts to it, which we'll be working through live in this series. But it's also got a quiz. Now, I do encourage you to take the author error quiz, one, because it's going to take you through a bit of a journey. You're going to learn a bit more about yourself. You're going to identify your gaps. And then you also have an opportunity to get a personalized assessment from me. And what's amazing with this is I get my eyes on your business. I can see where you are and what is the next best move for you. Now, I have run a quiz to call strategy since I started my business. I've taken over, I think I've had 78 people complete my quiz, and I have a number of different quizzes, but this one is specifically for authors or authors to be who want to lead with a book into a high ticket offer. And with this, there is a link to book a call so that you can get the personalized strategy and report from me. Okay, so I'm going to pop in the comments that link. So, and you should also have that in your ebook. There'll be a link in the ebook, which is exactly what I'm teaching, is having your ebook be such a great way for your clients to, or, you know, the readers to go through a bit of a journey with you. And let me just see, let me find this link. All right, so make sure you take that quiz. It is going to be such a breakthrough moment for you because you'll start seeing yourself and identifying what is going on in your business. All right, let's find this chat. Okay. Pop in the chat one if you have the ebook, so I know you have it. And if you don't, let me know. Okay, great. I will make sure you get a copy of that if you don't have that already. This is the second time I've run this workshop. Yes, great. Definitely check your emails because you would have received this ebook. And if not, I will send it out to you. So this is a great way of leading with value. So the idea with the ebook is that you can start deep diving into some of these areas and doing some of the work yourself, and then also experiencing a live session like this with me where you go through specific prompts and get something done. So today we're going to do a lot of action and we are going to start using some of the prompts. So don't stress, I'll be putting everything into the comments. But the whole point is the author error ebook is going to help you go through that strategy of what is the book you want to write? What is the offer it leads into? What's the business model that you want to lead with that gets you to 5K or 10K months, 100,000 a year? I have 3 different business models, but I think in the book I've started with the very first one that you can get started with. And it's all about showing you the numbers, showing you how you do this strategy over 12 months. Now, let's first think about why you are here. So you probably have opted in and joined this masterclass because you don't know where to start. Maybe building the business behind the book feels overwhelming, or even simply writing the book and having it finished. There's just too many things that you need to think about. And perhaps you're unsure if the book, how to turn the book into the actual business. So this is where reverse engineering is really great, where we look at your book and your skill sets and look at what is the next step for that person. Sometimes it may be in taking your book and creating a smaller lead magnet from it so that it's very short and quick win focused. You can definitely then have your full book behind the initial lead magnet for sure. But it's really important to know how to turn the book into the actual business. And I really encourage you to take that quiz after today's session. Make sure you do that and book a call with me, because these are the things, the roadblocks that most people struggle with. Things like they've written a book but don't know how to monetize it. They have an audience that loves them, but they're not converting into premium clients. And so each of these pain points here, there is a solution for. And when you do the quiz, you might be sort of ticking some of these areas where I want to make money in a different way to what I'm doing now. And maybe you know that you look successful from the outside, but inside it feels like you're, crumbling because there's just so much to do. You don't have systems to support you. So each of these pain points, when you complete your quiz, will show me what the next step would need to be for you. So instead of spending months staring at a blank page or AI, instead of struggling creating content and hoping the algorithm will show you, I'm going to teach you how to repurpose AI into your book, your emails, and website copy, and actually create a funnel, okay? We're not creating a landing page, we're creating a funnel, which will help you start that sales pathway. And that will move you out of relying on word of mouth referrals and into this lead generation, automation, where you wake up to leads on autopilot. And that is the dream, right? And I also want to show you that if you're not an author, that using AI Powerhouse, which is my custom AI tool, I have proven multiple times I did it a few months ago on my own without AI, and I wrote two 5,000 word ebooks in, I think, a week. So they each took me a week, and it was in repurposing my own content, right? So I have lots of offers and masterclass recordings and trainings and all different pieces of content that I've been building, my mini lead magnets, and I turned them into two 5,000 word ebooks in days. Now I have built AI Powerhouse that allows you to do that within 4 hours. I blew myself away when I used the Powerhouse tool and started creating content, started creating my own ebooks. And the author error ebook was written exactly following that process of the AI Powerhouse prompts. So this is what you can create really fast, and then you can start leading with a book, and it's all possible for you. And so I've also gone the next step now, where I want to show you how then you can productize what you've created, your book, into a low ticket offer. So tomorrow I'll go through this in a bit more detail, but now I have a bundle, which is the book, the prompts, the recordings, and some templates, everything you need to start doing and getting a quick win, creating your first book and putting it into an ebook, a luxe ebook in Canva. Okay. And so I want you to think about, wow, how can I productize my book and also lead with a low ticket offer that starts building out more confidence and leading my hot prospects on the next step. Okay, so this is AI Powerhouse. I'm going to drop in the link here so you can grab a copy of it. This is the software. It's a custom GPT in ChatGPT, and it will help you write your book using simple prompts. It's going to be so powerful for you because it's actually going to lead you through the process. And what's amazing is you'll be able to be guided through the way of creating a book that leads with your offer and has a very clear framework. And this way you're not just trying to compile a book, you're actually being led through a process. And in doing the prompts, there are like 7 or 8 prompts, you'll be able to create your book outline. So the idea of your book, the chapter outline, and exactly what needs to be in there with all the trust and the proof in 90 minutes. And we'll actually be using that on day 3. So on day 3, we'll be doing the building of your book in 90 minutes. So make sure you come to day 3 because this is where we actually are going to be workshopping that together. Now you might be thinking, this is a fantastic, I want to make a move and I want to get some help. And I just wanted to let you know that there are 2 pathways I've created to help people get started. And the High Ticket Author is a 12-month program. It is really dedicated to helping you build out the full business and your book. So you come through, you get your personalized roadmap, you get your offer created with me, and then you get a very clear step-by-step plan, a custom roadmap of what to do in each quarter, broken down into projects of what you need to do to build this out in your business, with the idea of automating a book to business pathway. Also, if you don't have a book, I've also opened up the author error experience. So though that's specifically for you to just come in, write your book in 3 months, get it done, right? We're not going to touch too much of the business foundations there, but it's a fantastic container for you to come in, get your book written, or take many of your different lead magnets and start creating your finished ebook. And then obviously the High Ticket Author will take you from that book process into monetizing your book. All right, so if you've got any questions around what those programs look like, then I want to encourage you to book in a call with me where we can go through where you are in your business, what makes sense to you, and whether you're a fit to those programs. So inside your ebook, you will have the link to the call. And I want to make sure that you have the ebook and you have your offer document laid out so that we can build out your book to business funnel. All right. Okay, so the $44 offer, that's like a bit of a bundle. That's just a do-it-yourself bundle, okay? The Author Era Experience is a different offer, and that's the next level. So that's a 3-month, intensive weekly sessions. And yes, and that will take you through, breaking out your offer and your book with me over 3 months. All right. So if you don't have your ebook, I will send you after the ebook and make sure you have that. But this will give you all of the necessary links you need to be able to take your next step. Okay. So today I want to sort of start talking about AI because I want this to be very practical. We are going to start focusing on the author identity, but this is kind of the high level prompts that are within AI Powerhouse. So you talk about your author identity, we look at aligning your book, we map out your journey of your chapters to break it out into smaller steps. We look at your offer pitch, we train the AI with your voice, and we really look at positioning the book to brand. So really leading with this identity of leader and making sure you're also thinking about other ways to fill your funnel. Okay, there's one thing having a sales funnel. Great, Susie, glad you got the ebook. Yeah, it's in your email. There's one thing, and I really, really have to stress this. There is absolutely no point building a funnel, building a website, if you are not going to fill the funnel. And so, okay, I know it seems obvious, but how are people going to stumble across your funnel if you're not either posting organically, every piece of content is leading to your funnel, right? Hosting events like this so everyone gets the book. What are you doing inside your business? So once you have the book, this is what the high ticket author teaches you. Once you have your book, it doesn't stop. Once you have your book funnel, it's still not stopping because you have to decide how to fill the funnel. And this is where most people get stuck because they think they have a website, they have a funnel. Where are the leads, right? Where are the clients? And this is what I do. I will help you get clear on what makes sense to you, whether it's creating masterclasses, whether it's running ads, whether it is hosting a challenge, whether it is leading people from an experience into a call or something like that, whether it is straight into a strategy session. There are different ways that you can start that journey, but the invitation has to be there. And this is the whole thing. You've got to think about a book to business flow. And so what are you going to do to have people excited about getting your book? For me, in this experience, it's creating an amazing experience. 3 days where we're building out so much. We're doing a lot of practical. You also have the ebook to read. So you can do some self-study so that you've got everything you need. If you open your emails, you will have it, right? So this is also teaching you to check your emails, open your emails, because there'll be stuff in the emails, extra gifts I give you. And this is teaching you how valuable emails are, because you want your leads to open your emails to get your gifts. So it's a whole cycle. We have to really start being, acting as if the identity of your client. So if you want your clients to open emails, you need to open emails. If you want your clients to make money, you also need to make money and go ahead and show them how to do it. And this is the journey, right? So you will absolutely have the ebook. There are so many emails in the nurture sequence. You really cannot miss it unless you don't open an email. And this is the power, though, of leading with automation and having a system, because I don't need to chase anymore. It's there. I know it's sent out. I know exactly who's opened the emails. I know how many people have clicked the link. There's so much power behind building a sales funnel. I'll give you a few insights tomorrow on the power of having your CRM set up. And I'll also share a bit more about the CRM I'm using and the book funnels that you can get access to, because my focus is on helping you get there faster. And most of my clients are using the same system that I am, and they will get copies of the book funnel. They'll get copies of the email sequences so they can plug and play. And this is how you can get up and running really fast, is by developing systems and having those systems work for you. So think of your clients as well. What can you do to help your clients implement your book and the systems behind your book? When you see how I have productized the ebook and the masterclass and the prompts and a call, you'll also get some ideas around how you can do that. And then you're starting to create a low ticket offer, which then becomes valuable because it pays for your ads, right? The whole purpose of a low ticket offer is not to make money. It is simply to allow you to scale your leads. And this is how you start really generating more traction in your business, by inviting more people into your funnel. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to move on from those AI prompts, and we talked about the book to the brand. And now we're going to move into the author era shift. Now, I want you to imagine yourself being that next level author that doesn't just give knowledge or give stories, but inside your book, you're giving a shift. There's an identity shift, which is more long lasting than just teaching something. An identity shift is something that really embodies who you are, who you want to call in. So this is so powerful because you want to be speaking the language, and you want your clients to not only come for the tactic, but also come for the identity shift. And that's where you create bigger transformations, is when you stop thinking about your course or offer as simply teaching something, but you're teaching them how to lead, how to, like with Susan, I know you teach your clients how to become bestsellers. So what does the identity of a bestseller look like? What does she need to do? What are the rituals in the day and the week? And we start becoming that next level self. So the author era identity shift is all about you shifting from the idea of creating content and shifting into a category creator. You're starting to lead the industry. And it's from becoming the woman who owns her voice and leads with purpose. And you're positioning your message as a movement, not a product. So this is where your book is not the end result. Your book is just the pathway to someone entering your world and moving into the different steps of the journey. So again, I'd love to hear in the comments, which one do you think you are? What style of book were you envisioning on writing? Was it a therapeutic writing where you are expressing your survival? Is it about safety and building visibility, writing to be seen? What is the underlying reason why you want to write your book? Is it writing for connection, to cultivate community? Right? Is it writing for authority, to lead with your voice and your mission? Is it writing for legacy, creating impact and influence? These are important questions, because when you start writing your book, it's really important to know what level you're writing at. And I can tell you, yes, writing for authority, fantastic. You're on the right path. That is definitely the high ticket author stage where you are moving into authority and legacy. Yes. Because what I've seen is these 3 levels below therapeutic and writing to be seen, that's almost like it's focused on you and not focused on the other person. And it's also from a stage of you not being super clear about your vision and what's possible for you. So the whole purpose of this author era is to move you up from here all the way up to this area where you're now writing for legacy. You know, this book is going to become your legacy. What you put in this book is going to lead your vision. And it's more than just sharing your story. It's a whole nother area. And this is what the strategy is that I teach. Okay. So it's not a journal. It's not just something that someone can read about you. You're moving up the system into, it's great to be found and it's great to, have a book on Amazon, but there's more, right? It's great to write just for the sake of writing. You love writing for connection, fantastic, but there's more. When you start writing for esteem, that's when things start shifting. You start becoming a leader, shifting paradigms, doing things differently. And that's when you start standing apart, because you're also leading with your systems here. You become the person who creates systems, who leads with one, who people want to follow. And that's the type of book you want to put into your funnel. And legacy, what if this book could become the one thing that changes and creates your legacy, right? And it's standing behind a mission and it's standing behind like a bigger vision. Fantastic. I love that you're there. So the book blueprint, we're going to just talk through so that you can understand the process. So first, we're building the book outline, the book idea. We're going to outline your offer, okay? Be very clear on what that is. We're then going to create your value call or your sales system, okay? So that people go from the book to the offer to the sales system. And then this is all about expanding and positioning you so you scale. So automating and really creating that knowledge, that knowing of who you are. And so this is the book to business blueprint, because it's not just stopping at the book, but we're building the other components here that most often aren't tied together very well. Okay, so let's talk about your ideal client profile. So this is your time when you start to open up your AI software, and I'm going to be dropping in some of these prompts, and I want you to really think about the book you want to write. Who are you writing it to? Okay. So I'm going to drop this in the comments, and then you can start putting this into your software. Okay. Here is the first question. Who do you serve? Don't overthink it. Just add in the blanks. Is it women in business who are looking to, do less with social media, who want to lead with value? I don't know what you mean there, sorry. Oh, sorry, screen sharing.
Are we supposed to be in ChatGPT, Kerry?
Yes, so go into ChatGPT. What I can do is
I thought you were showing us the ChatGPT screen.
Okay, I'll pop it in here so it's easy. Okay, so this is AI Powerhouse. You've got that open, right? Now what you're going to do is pop in this prompt, and you're going to give it some instructions. Okay, so I didn't obviously put anything in there, so it's asking again exactly what do you want. So who do I serve? Women in business. Challenge to monetize their books. Transformation, build a sales pathway from the book to the high ticket offer. Age, value, AI, and family, and strategy, and templates. And I'll show you in a second how I've built this out into some of my clients as well. Okay, so then you should get this result, or as a result for your own, which will help you with the profile for your ideal client. And it's going to also give you some content. So think about the book and the person that you're writing the book for, and write it for that person. Okay. Then we're going to move into the next prompt. So this is going to build out a few prompts. This is going to just kind of like take you through a bit of a deep dive, and then we're going to create a summary. Okay, so the next one is this one here, which I'll pop in the comments. What solution are they looking for? All right, so, and what could be great is if you have your offer document, or if you already have like a client case studies, you can absolutely paste these in. So I do have a few that I'll take you through that I've prepped with this before. But you could even add in your client case study document and say, here's all my client case studies, this is the solution, or here's some testimonials. Looking for a clear pathway. Okay, so I've just popped in a few ideas here. But basically, my clients are looking for a solution that can help them turn their book into a sales engine for a high ticket offer. They want something that attracts, qualifies, and converts premium clients without being overwhelmed with tech funnels. And see how it's just written in such a great way. So this is how the prompts will start building out. And when you use AI Powerhouse, you can start pulling these out and putting them into a document as well. And then over the next few days, we'll be building out exactly this ideal client profile and your book, your offer. And then these flow into your book outline. So you can see how it's like building out the pathway from the person you want to attract to what offer you want to transform them with. And then the book is the first step. Fantastic. Now, another piece of the pie is, what do people want to avoid? Okay, because, yeah, so you can use this in AI Powerhouse or just a ChatGPT for the moment, because we actually are just fleshing out your ideal client profile and your offer, which can be in any, your normal AI. That's totally fine. When we come to building out your book outline, I definitely want you to have the AI Powerhouse up, because it's already pre-framed with the steps, okay? But right now, it doesn't matter. You can use any software. Fantastic. Okay, so what do they want to avoid? Now, this is important because you can offer someone a solution, but they might not like the way you go about it. So what do they want to avoid? Probably for mine is tech overwhelm and lots of time. They probably also want to avoid like doing everything from scratch. Also feeling like misaligned. So like they don't want a cookie cutter strategy. Okay. There you go. So these are really powerful for you to be focusing on, because when we get to your offer, this is what's going to really help build that out. And then your book will naturally be also speaking about these elements in the book, so they feel you see them. Okay, amazing. So see how this AI software is trying to move to step 2, because it's already this one, AI Powerhouse, pre-framed to build out your book outline. But it's good to actually just get all this information first, because then we can actually add it into AI Powerhouse as a document when we start on day 3. All right, no worries. If you are live here today, I will make sure I share the replay with you. All right, Susie, how's it going? Let us know if this is really like bringing out some good content for you. Yes, the AI Powerhouse and nice model questions. Fantastic. Yeah, look, it's really simple. It's really straightforward, and it flows through the process that I would take to build out a book. That's a signature book. So it's going to help you go, not get stuck in the weeds and have overwhelm or waste time, but it's just going to take you step by step through. I literally did it in 90 minutes. I just sat here with the prompts and I just plugged them in one by one. I uploaded my offer, I uploaded my ideal client profile, and just asked the prompts to do the work, and it created an amazing book outline, which is the AI Powerhouse. Sorry, the author error ebook that you have in your hands, right? That's the product that I reverse engineered it using the system. I wanted to show you how easy it was. Okay, now this is the most important prompt here, is a quick win. I want you to think of when you are leading with a book, what's the quick win? Because people don't want to pick up a novel to try and filter through it to get a quick win. So you'll see in the author error ebook, there's quite a few quick wins. There's, some prompts, there's a checklist, there's a 10-step guide, there's lots of like quick wins, do the quiz. So what is your quick win that will give a tangible result? Yes, wow, I've been making it all too hard. Yes, Susie, exactly. I think we all sometimes make it too hard. So I haven't actually given it a quick win here. I'm letting it use information I've got to give me some ideas, right? But obviously, these 3 days are a quick win because you're walking through the prompts with me live. But AI Powerhouse has already said, map your monetization pathway in 30 minutes. Yes, exactly. Like, we're going to do that tomorrow. Don't stress. So this is where you start really looking at where the book leads into your premium offer. Okay, I have a book. Now what? Okay, now I see how this can convert clients. Great. So the whole point of this is to start thinking about your ideal client and what do they want as a quick win. You might already know, or you might need some ideas. So let's see. You can go a step further. Say brainstorm 5 ideas for their quick win for the ideal client. Okay, so the book to offer blueprint, yes, a 1-page template that's inside your ebook. The gap audit, again, that's the quiz, the author error quiz. Your 10K offer sketchpad, fill in the blank worksheet to create your high-tech offer. Yes, there's a model in tomorrow's session that will show you how to get 100K years in a plug and play like number spreadsheet. A client magnet messaging mini workshop. Exactly. That's what you're in today. So sometimes what I love about this process, especially in ebook, it allows me to combine a lot of my quick win toolkits into one asset. So instead of having multiple funnels and multiple tools all over the place, you have one book with all your quiz and your quick wins inside that then is automated into one funnel step that leads to one sequence that leads to one result. So simple. And so instead of having all these multiple links all over the place, you've got them in one document. Amazing. So I'm going to stop there with that ideal client profile. You'll definitely look in your emails. I'll drop the AI prompts after this workshop so you can work through this on your own and really build it out, because sometimes we just need some quiet space to like get in our head and go through step by step. All right. Let me know in the comments what it's come up with and what things you've discovered for yourself in going through these prompts in building out your ideal client profile. So there's a few more we haven't done, and these get really interesting, like the hidden struggles that are what your clients are thinking but not saying, where they are now and what's their pivot point, what have they tried before, what's their buyer behavior style, and what language do they like. So these you can work through on your own, and then at the end of the prompt is a summary. It's going to actually then combine everything you put above into a nice, sweet, tuned summary. So yes, great session, great clarity. Yeah, it's fine. If you can't type, you'll get the prompts and you can do that afterwards. Not a problem. I love to just workshop it with you. So when you're watching the replay, you can actually just pause and do it alongside. So amazing. All right. We're going to move back into the presentation because I want to talk through the offer. And I think this is something that most people struggle with. And I want to give you a little bit of clarity around that so that you are very clear around what your premium offer pathway could look like. Right. So okay. So when we're talking premium offers, we are talking about something that is extremely transformational and desirable. I want you to think of a price point between 5,000 and 50,000, whatever floats your boat. You might start off with something that's like 5,000 to get your confidence up, and then you can go to 10, and then you can go to 15 and start building out 12-month programs. And that's when business becomes more sustainable, when you have a journey that is so transformational, that's very strategic, that leads someone on a journey for 12 months. That's where you actually get a business built to scale. When you're offering 6 weeks and 3 months, you're constantly launching, you're constantly having people stop and finish, and they think that's the end of the story. But like most of us experts, we definitely have lots that we can teach. And there's also people who take time to implement and actually have other issues pop up that are unexpected. So you don't really want to shortcut your transformation into something too short that then leaves people finishing without the result. So that's why I love the idea of a 3-month to start with, an experience, a 3-month, very specific, but it's a smaller component of your bigger program. And when you have that, then you have the roadmap, right? You're doing the first 3 months, then there's the next step, the 12 months after that. And it's a very clear journey. if you don't have your 12 months, you're doing the 3 months and you're selling into the 3 months and then you're selling into the 3 months, you feel like you're always selling, right? Yes, Susan, you're always selling, which is the pain point. So when you really step behind your value, and this is my expertise, right? My genius zone is to extract your value and help you see that it's a way longer journey than a 3 month, like teach it and get out. And there's so much to be learned, so much experience you can bring to the table that you deserve to stretch it out over 12 months and allow your clients to learn and implement and get coached with you. And it's not really, the offer is not selling the knowledge. It is selling the implementation of the system and the customization of that to each person. So this is where you realize that, there's no rush. Everyone is at their own pace. And when you build something big enough that holds a 12-month journey, you will have recurring clients and ongoing clients forever. Okay. So there's always another thing you can solve with your clients. And this is where you get to evolve and grow as you work with them. So pop in the comments, what is your current price point for your offer currently? I know we had some people on last time who said, like, honestly, it's $300. I sell per hour. Maybe you don't have anything that's above 1,000. Maybe you're just still in a bit of a service-based business, and that's totally fine. Yep. But it's always good to know where you are at the beginning, but also know that you can absolutely 10K what you're doing. So I help clients go from 300 to 3,000. And so I try to jump in those levels. So once they've got the 3,000 under their belt, then they can move up to like 5 or 10K, 8 to 10K offer. And yes, great. We've got 3K. Yes, 50K, amazing. Love that. Look, we have to dream big and we also have to offer extreme value. This is what the premium client wants. They want bigger transformations, more faster wins. And when you shorten time and you increase the financial ROI, that's when you get paid. So I want to share with you, this is what I put my clients through, the prompts, just before the session, and recreated these slides. And I just want to show you what's possible, okay? So each of my clients, I have a case study document, which I walk through, and they, obviously share where they were before, what they did, what the transformation is after. And so this is Cressida. So, and I want to show you that I've profiled her now using those prompts so I can see exactly what type of ideal client she is, because she's been with me from the beginning. And she came through the funnel and went into the high ticket offer call and signed up as a client. So she's an exact example. So she was looking for a business model that gave her a quick win. She's very much focused on quick action. And she loved the stuff that's, not drowning in all the to-dos, but just real results, real fast. She loves the plug and play systems and the focus on ROI, and she loves the templates. So last time she said my templates are bomb because I always give templates and make it easy, right? But she also has a bigger dream that she makes sales while she sleeps and that her book becomes that ecosystem to sell for her. So she's building the business and the book and leveraging her social media with that. And then we've got Sam. So she's in a service-based business. She's ready to rise. She loved how to create the brand behind her business. And so in working with me, she started really developing her skills on Canva and started creating these beautiful branded templates. We created her Skin Revival Sanctuary Facebook page, her ebook, And now she actually loves it so much that she's starting to really post more without burnout. She's built her digital assets. She's signed up a client to her 3-month program. And now she knows how to get followers from Instagram into her funnel. Okay, so as before, she was showing up, sharing value, but had nothing to lead them into a funnel. Now she has the ebook that she can offer and her masterclass, and it's working well for her. Okay, yes, the target and communicate transformation. So we're going to work through a few prompts in a second, which will talk about time and money transformation. And this is a key part of your offer that you need to have in there. So lastly, with Shell, she's a PT trainer, and she wanted to stop trading reps for revenue and really be more flexible and present with her daughter. So what she loves, so this is important to get into the mindset of a few of your ideal clients to see exactly what they want. She wants not so much the lead generation, she wants the automation of the lead journey so that she's got her high ticket offer, she's got plenty of leads, but she just needs to nurture from the leads into the next step. And she wants to create a business that supports her life. Okay, so she's looking to repivot and be more flexible with her life. Okay, so this is the final prompt in the download, which you'll get. But once you've answered all your ideal client questions, maybe even done those case studies like I've just shown you, if you get into each client, you can start thinking about that specific client, their pain points, their transformation, and have like 2 or 3 case studies, and then put it into the summary, and it will spit out your summary for your ideal client, which is amazing. And then you can keep that in your vault for the future. Now we're going to look at positioning your offer. So your offer is something that really needs to speak from a premium client perspective, being something that is aligned with you. So there's got to be some reason why you created it. There's perhaps you've also got some achievements, some awards, some credentials behind you of why you're trustworthy and why you have that authority. Then we're going to look at why your offer is different. So what is different to your offer compared to your competitors? Next, we want to build out the signature frameworks. So what key frameworks do you take your clients through? And then the client results, which is what Susan was asking. How do I, explain the transformation? So this is where you can start really mapping out like what exactly are the wins that your clients get. And then for me, I think the ROI, the money ROI is really important. Being able to express what that is will help you sell your offer, because people will look at the investment and they'll look at the ROI and they'll be like, oh, obviously, if I invest with Kerry, every 1,000 I get 4 times back, or, every 1,000 I get 10 times back, then it's a no-brainer investment because I have a way of earning money. So you might not have something that is very direct like that, where you are teaching someone how to earn money, but yours might be in saving money, or it might be in helping them get their next position, which is an increase in value, or maybe being confident in having more space for themselves and creating more, healthy lifestyle choices that they're able to be more successful and more productive. So there's different ways of framing it. All right, so I'd love to know what industry you're in, because that would be helpful, and I can really definitely tailor some of the examples for you. So just put in the comments what industry you're in. So I know Susan, she's in publishing, best-selling authors. Susie and anyone else, let me know which industry you're in, and then we're going to start moving through your offer document and building out that offer. So it's really the point in the presentation today that we're starting to think about yourself and what transformation you want to offer. So what exactly do you want to be known for? What is your bigger mission? What is your profession? What's your background? What do you want to be paid for? And what are you really good at? And when these all come together, your offer becomes really incredible. So this is why I love to focus on leadership, leading with numbers, and allowing women to monetize themselves more effectively. I love inspiring and being more hands-on with my clients and really seeing them flourish. But I'm really good at systems, and I'm really good with money, and I'm really good at systemizing things. So yeah, so we've got business coach, fantastic. We've got, coach for authors, amazing. So let's look at your core offer. Now we're going to go through a few prompts again, and you'll also get that prompt sheet at the end of today. But it's really important to write your offer positioning statement and have it really hit home. Now, you might have something already, but I want you to think of what's my author era offer? How can I expand on what I have already and build out something a bit more for my next vision of the next level client I want to bring in? So I went through all the prompts, and then I got the AI to summarize it, just like you will. And this is what it created. So it created the positioning statement really nicely. It's got a tagline here, a portal for published women who are ready to be paid, positioned, and profoundly seen. Yeah, fantastic. And it's also brought in my background as a business strategist and chartered accountant, blending strategy, embodiment, AI. Yes. Okay, it's got some of the signature systems I lead with. And yes, down there. And then it's got the ROI here as well. Very basic at the moment, but when I build it out, and I'll show you what this can look like, there's obviously lots of different ROI that clients can have, and I'll share a few examples tomorrow. But yeah, this is a really good statement that you can use either for your sales page or for your copy, but really great for your book, because inside your book, you'll start speaking about these elements of your offer. So the reason why we're talking about offers is because you want to turn your book into your premium business pathway, so it pays for you. And this is the biggest part where most people get stuck, because they're leading with the book and the value, and they don't really have the offer positioned within the book. So the problem is there's such a big gap between the book and what they do that there's a misalignment. And this is why most people don't lead from a book to a high ticket offer, because they haven't actually done this work. And this is why I want to do this with you today, because yes, most people would love a guide to a signature system. I unpack this on calls. So if you want some support and one-to-one support, then definitely do the quiz and then jump on a call with me, and let's look at what signature systems you have or could position for your offer. And so this is exactly the prompts of what is important inside an offer. So when you work with me, you really do get not just the publishing a book support, you get the building the business and stepping into your next level success. When I work with many women in any types of industries, and I've worked with financial coaches, accountants, obviously you've seen some of the clients there, speaking coaches, all different types of clients. And really at the end of the day, the biggest thing is most people I see struggle with their offer creation, struggle with where they're leading people into, which then affects the monetization of their business. So my experience is in really focusing on getting your offer positioned right, so it's an easy yes, because that's where you want to lead people to. And so you really want to focus on, yes, writing your book, but then also becoming the woman whose name is synonymous with her niche. Yes, Susan. Make peace with your money. Yeah, exactly. That is so true. So, I mean, this is a big thing. Like, I was working with a client yesterday, and we were unpacking her financial goals because before we unpack her roadmap, I want to know, what's your financial goals? What is your financial dream? And she said to me, she's like, oh, I've never actually thought about that. I actually don't know. And so we had to work through that together because she was launching and writing her book, but didn't really have clarity in what she wanted to create. So it's really important to get clear on those financial goals so we can look at whether the offer aligns, and then we can look at whether the numbers make sense, right, in the model. And so this is what I'm so good at with the numbers side of things. Tomorrow I'll take you through the model, but just know that it's okay to, not really be great with numbers. You don't have to be. And this is where I step in and really help you sort of get that clarity. So let's build out a few quick prompts with your offer, and then I will be here for any questions. And then I'm looking forward to taking you through the business model for tomorrow. So inside your ebook, you will have the quick win, the one-page checklist to build out your signature book outline, right? You've got lots of other tools and templates inside there, so make sure you grab it. Like I mentioned, your next step may, if you are really keen on getting some support, then booking in a book soiree call, which will allow me to have a look at your business and look at your offer and look at your book and create a very clear book to business pathway. And I want you to make sure that you've done the quiz beforehand because it helps me get a bit more information on your business so I can give you that personalized report as well. And the great thing is, now that you've done your ideal client outline and you'll create your offer document, you'll be a bit clearer in exactly where you're going, and we'll have a very powerful session together. Like I mentioned, the high ticket author is the program that I lead with. Love to share more of that on a call with you. So let's get into, I'm just gonna jump back to the offer prompts. I think I just skipped that for a second. Where is it? Yeah, okay. So what I'm gonna do is open up AI Powerhouse, and we'll just jump through some of these prompts. It'll probably take about 5 minutes, and then we will be done today. Okay, so open up your AI, and I'm just going to open up this prompt. Now, I always love to start with an epiphany story, but I think I might leave that for you guys to do in your own pace. But this is a good place to start. What makes you different? Okay, so what makes your offer different to others in the industry? That's a really important positioning question for you, because this is what's going to really bring home the offer and make sure that you differentiate yourself from others. So what's great is, after a while, your AI, you don't actually have to type too much. It knows you. Yes, so no cookie cutter publishing program, no messy funnels, not trying to piece together everything from a dozen coaches. It's just one system, one strategic step from a book to a business. Okay. Yeah, and obviously I focus a lot on monetizing the book. Okay, most publishers focus on publishing a book and not actually monetizing the book into an actual business. Most people think books only lead to low ticket offers. I'm teaching you how to do it into a high ticket offer. And most think they have to figure it out alone. I give you the full system. So when you start putting these together, it's going to really help you with your positioning of your sales page as well. Signature systems is the next signature part of your offer. And if you don't have a signature system clear, then it's definitely worth a call, because this is something we kind of map out together, and it does take probably about half an hour to get to the point where we've got a signature system together that makes sense, that aligns with your offer. But these could be things like a step-by-step system, like this, book to business or reader to client. It could be something like the premium offer framework. So a framework you use that is a certain like step-by-step that is designed by you. It might be a tool like the AI Powerhouse, a tool you've developed. And so when you start putting these into your own frameworks, then you become obviously something that has IP. So when you put this prompt into your own AI, you can ask it to create some signature system ideas and names. And usually I think about it like I would want like 1 to 3 signature systems in my program. So obviously I speak about offers a lot and high ticket offers. That's a system on its own. I talk about the book to business creation. That's a system on its own. I talk about the sales pathway, right? So the selling part of it, that's also a different stage. So think about your offer and the different stages that you take your clients through. Okay, and here we go, Susan. So this is the tangible results. So what's really good is you can sit down with your testimonials and ask it to put these into tangible results. So you get your clients what they said, and then you also add in what you know happened. So this prompt is all about making sure you take your testimonials, your case studies and measurable wins and put them into the AI. So it's not just making up something. Like I said, I've got a very detailed case study document that I use, that every client has its own case study, tangible wins. And that's basically the parts that I build with you throughout the high ticket author. Okay. We go through a whole how to create your case studies. We go through how to create your signature system. And these all then form part of this really compelling offer. And this is why the ads and the funnel work so well eventually, because you've done this work and you really tuned in on your messaging. So for example, what does it come up with here? I went from giving away free chapters to building a 15K group offer. Yeah, great. I saw how my book would sell for me. I booked 3 premium clients in 30 days. Yes. So yeah, so that's like Dominique. I've got a case study I'll take you through tomorrow with that. Developed a system for a book funnel in an afternoon. Yep. Okay, packaged my process into a signature offer and went to charging hourly to signing a 10K client. Yeah, so you probably got a lot of questions right now. And the system to get the book in front of clients, well, there's a few different ways you can do that. But definitely we can cover some of that on a call, because that's the sort of non-cookie cutter strategy I work with. There's, like I mentioned, how are you going to fill your funnel? How do you get your book in front of people? Well, that's the big question. And you have to find something that's in alignment with your energy and what you want to do. So it could be ads that fill the landing page with leads and then lead into either a low ticket offer and then a call, a strategy call. It could be the landing page with a free book that then leads into a 3-day masterclass series like this, right? Where you are giving some value and showcasing your framework. It could be the landing page, the opt-in for your ebook leading into an in-person retreat, right? Susan, you've got retreats. There could be a 1-day or half-day retreat where you just give a really small win. And then those people inside that experience are like, you know what? I want to go overseas with you. Let's just sign up to the high ticket. So And it could also be something like your case study program. So you leading with your book and then saying, I've got a really special offer to join my 3-month case study program, huge discount, really great transformation. And that could be something that you want to build out. So there's lots of different strategies. You've got to figure out which one aligns with your energy, what clients you want to bring in, how they want to experience you, and what feels sustainable to you as well. Because I've had many different coaches and tried many different things. While I love in-person retreats, they take a lot of money and time, and they're also location specific. But I love online because then I get access to be able to meet people from Canada and from Australia and from all around the world. So this is where you got to think about what fits you, and we can definitely talk about what would suit you and your ideal clients and what's the best, easiest pathway without doing all of them. I want to pick one and do that over and over and over and have that work for you. Okay. And you can definitely start with something like online, build up momentum, and then have an in-person. So it's the same strategy and structure that you did online, but in person, so much more like powerful, but you're also going to want to build that momentum first. So I hope that started to answer your question. If you've got any other questions, let me know. Now, basically today we have covered the author error, your identity. We've looked at who you want to bring in and what type of client you want to bring in. What are their pain points? What's the quick win they want? And then we've also started looking at your offer. Like, how does your offer align? Does the pain points and the transformation clearly articulate themselves? Do you have very clear case studies of this working for others? And this is where the homework happens, right? This is where you're like, oh, actually, I might need to go and get some more testimonials, and I need to sit down with a case study document. And this is everything that I build with you. So in these 3 days, what I want you to walk away with is understanding the system that needs to be built for your book to lead into your high ticket offer. And also in day 3, you're going to use AI Powerhouse to build out the book outline, right? So then you'll have a clear starting point of, I've done my homework, I know who I want to call in, what my offer is. You can obviously still deep dive on those and fine tune them, but you'll have an initial idea, and then you'll have your book outline. And then from that point, you can step into the author error experience and write your book with me over 3 months, right? Or reimagine the books you have and maybe distill from those books the ebook you want to lead with, right? So maybe it's just repurposing what you already have into something that becomes your first stepping stone. And then from that, we can obviously do the call and the quiz and look at where you are in your journey and what is the obvious next step for you. Amazing. Well, lovely to have you today. I would love to hear in the comments, or feel free to unmute yourself, what you loved about today. I wanted to make it practical as well as, inspiring, and just help you get that first step on the journey. We don't necessarily want to dive into too much action without the clarity first. And this is why, getting that identity, getting that clarity in what this is looking like, looking at what's missing, and then also identifying your first prompts and your first parts of the journey, because I need to customize it for you, really helps you to see what's possible. And then tomorrow we're going to go through the business model. So tomorrow is all about the business behind the book, the numbers, how to hit those metrics, how many leads you're going to need, and also what model fits you. Amazing. Thanks, Susie. Very inspiring. Thank you. Amazing. So yes, I will see you all tomorrow at the same time. And I look forward to sharing the business models and talking through some numbers and really helping you get clear on your goals and what offer price would be the next thing for you. Okay. Yes, the business model is definitely a weak link for most people. I really think it's important to at least have an annual goal, like an annual model that you're working off. And this business model we're building out tomorrow, you will have the offer and the offer price, your high ticket offer price, and then we'll be unpacking how many leads you need to lead into this high ticket offer. And so you'll be building out like your annual plan, and you'll be looking at when you want to launch and the different offers you're launching. So usually there's only two. There's like a case study and then there's your premium offer, and looking at how to fill the funnel. Okay, because that's the thing. I'm not going to have clients until you work out how many leads you need. Is that ads, or is that in person, or is that how many different ways can I get these leads in? And so Susan, this will be great for you tomorrow. And Susie, yes, we'll look at filling that funnel. So I'll see you tomorrow and have an amazing day.
Thanks, Kerry.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Amazing. Yay.